Tonight, Duluth's newest elected officials take the oath of office. What their hopes are while in power.
And allowing refugees to live in St. Louis County. That vote is expected by commissioners at tomorrow's meeting, despite some opposition.
And a thank you more than a half century in the making. We'll have the story of one man's quest to find the Duluth police officers he credits with saving his life.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The Duluth City Council has some new faces. Tonight, 5 council members, incumbents, and newly elected were sworn in to help lead the city for the next 4 years.
Duluth Mayor Emily Larson was also sworn in for another term. CBS 3's Jesse Slater caught up with some of the new councilors to hear what they hope to accomplish during their term.
As a member of the Duluth City Council. Congratulations.
With the new year comes a new city council. Re-sworn in Monday night were incumbent councilors Gary Anderson and Eric Forsman, and newcomer councilors Janet Kennedy, Derek Medved, and Roz Randorf took an oath Monday night to lead the city faithfully, honestly, and impartially. And they already have plans to create change.
Coming together to see how we can help our water crisis on the point. That's a big issue.
We talk about infrastructure, we talk about public safety, we talk about budgeting appropriately.
Each neighborhood needs something different, and I want to make sure that those voices and the things that people told me, I'll be bringing those forward.
The new faces on the council make up a diverse group of men and women, something the new councilors say will give the group an edge.
I think it's going to be an amazing council that we have the different backgrounds, we have the different visions.
Each of us wears a different hat, whether it's our culture, our job, our work, our family.
Such smart, talented people. We have such a diverse council. That is our gift.
And when asked what each of the new council members' signature issue will be, each had something very different to say.
For Western Duluth, we know that Kmart area, the Kmart store has closed, and I know that's impacted people's lives quite a bit.
Absolutely affordable housing. Too many people are sleeping in the streets at night.
Finding ways how we can save money and allocate money to different parts of the city.
The first city council meeting with new members is Monday the 13th.
Meanwhile, the Duluth School Board also welcomed a new member to its ranks today. The board held an organizational meeting at the historic Old Central High School. They swore in new member Paul Sandholm, along with re-elected members David Kirby and Alana Oswald. The board also elected Jill Loflald as the new chairperson and Kelly Derrick Eater as the vice chair. The officers will serve in their positions for 1 year.
Superior is looking for your input at tomorrow's city council meeting on the matter of a part-time mayor. Members of the public will be able to voice their opinion at that meeting. This comes after a 2019 recommendation from a consulting firm saying the mayoral position does not need to be a full-time job. Mayor Jim Payne and some council members disagreed with the finding. Tomorrow, the council hopes to gather input from residents before they could vote on the matter later this year.
A quick heads up to those driving around Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood. The southbound 27th Avenue West ramp off I-35 will be closed tomorrow. Crews will be out drilling and surveying from 9 tomorrow morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's all ahead of the start of the Can of Worms project this spring.
All right, Dave's here with a quick look at the weather. Bit of a cool down coming, huh?
Yeah, and we're also talking about a pretty big anniversary in our upper Midwest weather world. It happened towards the Red River Valley, but it shook our area up a little bit too back in 1989. So this is the anniversary today of the start of the Red River Valley blizzard. That neck of the woods got 26 inches of snow, and the result of that snowfall were major spring floods. A lot of folks probably remember those over towards the Red River Valley. Well, our weather is going to be much calmer for most people, though there is a chance for snow coming our way as a small trough of lower pressure backed up by a cold front comes to call. And what that's going to do is take our temperatures down and kick up some snow chances. For Minnesotans and many Wisconsinites, it's really only a 20 to 30% chance for flurries, but once you get towards the UP, folks there are looking at a winter weather advisory because lake effect will kick in and bring in about 3 to 7 inches worth of fresh snow for that zone. Once that passes by, we will start to warm up once again, but by Wednesday morning, the coldest of the cold of this little Arctic outbreak coming our way will be upon us, and we'll talk about those cold temperatures coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. A local government body is set to take up an international issue tomorrow.
The St. Louis County Board of Commissioners is expected to vote on a resolution regarding refugees and whether they'll be allowed to live within the county's borders.
CBS3's Brian Campo has details on the resolution and what a vote means going forward.
It's an issue now in the hands of states and counties across the country.
We're basically giving them a chance at life. I mean, without letting refugees come into other countries, we're serving them a death sentence.
And it all stems from an executive order President Donald Trump issued back in September. It says counties and states are now required to provide written consent stating their willingness to accept refugees for resettlement. And Tuesday morning, St. Louis County commissioners will vote on exactly that. Commissioner Beth Olson says she supports keeping the county's borders open.
St. Louis County is open for business and open for new people, that our small towns are in need of young new people coming in that will be entrepreneurs, and our city is welcome for more diversity.
Olson says she has gotten feedback from concerned citizens.
People are afraid that more crime will be coming with refugees and more, it will exhaust all of our public health and human services budgets. And, we really haven't seen that is the case as refugees have been resettled in other areas of Minnesota. And so I think that fear is tragic to me.
We reached out to other commissioners for their opinion, but did not hear back. However, as reported by the Duluth News Tribune, Commissioner Keith Nelson weighed in during a December board meeting. He says he has some funding-related questions he wanted answered before voting Tuesday morning.
Olson says in the last 6 years, no refugees have been placed in St. Louis County. Instead, they largely are placed in the Twin Cities. That's because they are required to live within 50 miles of the refugee resettlement agencies located there. Now, because St. Louis County does not have a similar agency, only people with family members living here can be placed in the county.
Events are happening throughout the Northland this month aimed at curbing a big problem. Trafficking Awareness Month kicked off this morning at the Dr. Robert Powless Cultural Center in Duluth. Minnesota ranks 9th in the nation when it comes to its number of missing and murdered Indigenous women. Advocates and local lawmakers say human trafficking is a hidden crime whose victims and survivors often go unidentified. Duluth Mayor Emily Larson and Republican Congressman Pete Stauber were among the lawmakers in attendance.
We now have an update for a missing persons case. 23-year-old Kyra Peterson was originally reported as being last seen Saturday night in the Piedmont neighborhood wearing a coat and boots. However, just before 7 o'clock tonight, the Duluth Police Department stated that Peterson has been located and returned home safely.
Authorities are now searching for a Bemidji man who has not been seen or heard from since Christmas Eve. Matthew Asa was last seen at his apartment complex in Bemidji. The 35-year-old is 5'7", 195 pounds. He has blue eyes and brown hair that is shaved. He was last seen wearing a camo jacket. Authorities say Asa suffers from mental illness. Call Bemidji Police with any information. That number's on your screen and on our website.
Jury selection started today for the murder trial of a Bayfield County man. 34-year-old James Francis Montano is facing 3 felony charges connected to a shooting in April of 2018. That's when court documents say he shot and killed his uncle, 57-year-old Andrew Goki. The incident happened in Progress Township, which is in Carlton County. Court officials say the trial is expected to last 3 weeks once it begins. Montano faces life in prison if convicted.
The number of deadly fires rose in Minnesota last year. In fact, that number has jumped 14% since 2018. According to the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, smoking is the leading cause of fatal fires. You can check out our website for more fire prevention tips. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, details on one man's search for the Duluth police officers he says saved his life more than 60 years ago.
And later, the U.S. has no plans to pull troops out of Iraq as they brace for the next move from Iran.
Record high temp for today, 45 degrees from 2012. Well, it was warmer than normal today, but not that warm. And a cool down is coming to call as early as tomorrow afternoon thanks to a cold front that's charging in. We'll talk about how long its rain will be over the skies of our region coming up in a few more minutes.
Around here, we like our winters snowy, and we like them cold. Some might say that's not ordinary, but then this isn't your ordinary casino.
Get away from it all with Legendary Waters Resort and Casino's Hotel Winter Special. A Queen or King Deluxe is only $59 on select days, and there's plenty to keep you warm this winter.
Legendary Waters Resort and Casino. Escape ordinary. Experience legendary.
Find your style at Menards with 11% off Patriot Lighting.
Or you could add stylish storage with 11% off all Dakota shelving.
Insulate and save big on energy costs, plus get 11% off.
Create your dream Clearview kitchen with 11% off.
You'll be floored by our vinyl plank flooring. Get 11% off all of it.
Whatever you're working on, you'll get 11% off. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Tuesday! Taco Tuesday is calling. Save on seasoned beef tacos every Tuesday at Taco John's. Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
When I went to Aspen Dental, they asked me, what's wrong? I go, I had rotting teeth in my mouth. My fiance hadn't seen me smile in 10 years. I have a child on the way here in the next 5 months. I would like to be able to smile in his first picture when he's born. They said we can do that. If I would have known that I was going to be 50 times happier with dentures, I would have fixed it before.
At Aspen Dental, we're all about yes. Like yes, dentures start at $3.99 per arch. And yes to a 90-day denture money-back guarantee. Don't wait. Book at aspendental.com or call today.
The Culligan high-efficiency water softener is the world's best. It's backed by the industry's strongest warranty and serviced by the world's largest local dealer network. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
CBS3 weather is brought to you by Kerry Toyota.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
A cold front is coming our way from the northwest, and for Minnesotans tonight, it's going to kick up a chance for some flurries. But then it's being driven by Arctic high pressure, so Minnesota will cool down and clear up tomorrow. Much of Wisconsin could do the same thing, but throw Lake Superior into the middle, and that cold front and northwesterly winds going towards 20 miles per hour will create lake effect, especially for the Upper Peninsula. So folks there up through the Keweenaw, looking at a winter weather advisory from tomorrow afternoon in through Wednesday afternoon. 3 to 7 inches of snow possible in that neck of the woods. For the rest of us, maybe just a dusting. We'll talk about how long the cold snap will last coming up in just a little bit, but right now we eye up the current conditions at Duluth International, still 25 above. So the front is not here yet. 78% is the relative humidity, and the wind is westerly, 17 miles per hour. So the wind at that velocity becoming a little more northwesterly is what's going to kick up the lake effect snow machine. And I wouldn't be too surprised if tomorrow night into Wednesday morning we get a bit of a wind chill advisory coming across as well. Air pressure right now, trying to be a little bit on the higher side. It's bubbling under normal a little bit right now. But once that low and the cold front come by, it'll drop briefly and then probably pick up again as the cold, dense air settles in for a couple of days. Temperature-wise right now, the warm before the cold, 23 Watersmeet, 29 Ironwood, 30 in Ashland, 29 Hayward, 29 also Superior, 28 Moose Lake. Mesabi numbers in the mid-20s, Vermilion numbers in the mid-20s, low to mid-20s near Border Country, North Shore, running from a cool of 19 near Silver Bay to 25 in Two Harbors, so not bad now. But that cold front will send temperatures down for at least 2 days before we warm up once again. Doppler map right now for our region shows the low pressure system that's this frontal boundary is connected to is starting to kick up a little bit of light snow activity to the northwest of our region. That's the cold front starting to call. It really won't call in full force until after midnight here tonight and bring us that chance for flurries during the overnight. And then tomorrow, like we were saying, for Minnesota and Wisconsin, much of those areas will cool down as high pressure takes over behind the cold front. So even though Minnesota and Wisconsin clear up a bit tomorrow because of the high pressure, the winds driven across the lake again mean lake effect snow to the tune of several inches coming across for the UP until probably Wednesday afternoon. And once that departs, we get towards Thursday. Our next round of snow comes to everybody. in the form of another Alberta Clipper. Forecast tonight, Minnesota-wise, low temps 8 towards the border, 20 by the lake, and into Wisconsin and Michigan, low temps mid to upper teens there. And I call them lows facetiously because morning temperatures will be warmer than afternoon tomorrow. So near 10 for Wisconsin tomorrow with that chance for the lake effect snow. In Minnesota, we're eyeing up a high of only 0 near International Falls, 12 by the lake, with a partly cloudy sky on that side of our border. And now here's the extended forecast, Anthony and Kristen. Bit of a roller coaster for temperatures. 7 Tuesday, 10 Wednesday, 28 on Thursday, and our next chance for snow, which at least at this stage of the game looks like light stuff. In turn, that's followed by another cool down towards 10 below come Saturday morning.
Thanks, Dave. It's been 6 decades since a Duluth man says a run-in with the police changed his life forever.
It taught him the power of forgiveness. CBS3's John Cardinelli shows us how that lesson remains just as valuable today.
I was just ready to end it all. It was just had become to be too much for me.
At just 9 years old,
I thought the pain of dying had to be a lot less than the pain of living.
David Brown wanted to take his life.
I was just done with living. I experienced so much pain. I had very abusive parents. On a daily basis, I was abused physically.
On Christmas Eve 63 years ago, David and his brother stole a pine tree from a neighbor's yard. It would change his life forever.
And I could hear the clanking of the duty belts of the police officers, so we knew it was the cops.
Brown and his brother admitted to stealing the tree. The officers recognized their difficult home life. Instead of punishing the boys, they delivered Christmas presents the next day.
And that turned me around. It gave me validation. Somebody knew I was out there. Somebody cared about me.
Since that day,
I have been looking for them quietly for many, many years.
Brown has been on a quest to find the officers who turned his life around, and 63 years later posted about it on Facebook.
And I only wrote 7 lines about these officers saving my life on Christmas Eve. And it just exploded.
The story reached Duluth Police Chief Mike Tuskin.
I read it and it was so impactful.
Now Chief Tuskin is helping Brown locate those officers.
We don't know yet, so our efforts have been to reach out to our retirees, which we have a good relationship with.
While the identities of those officers remain a secret, Chief Tuskin says this story reminds us all simple acts of kindness can make a difference.
We're all better if we work together. Every one of us has an opportunity every single day to impact someone's life.
An impact, Brown says, starts with validation.
And there's a lot of power in letting people know that they're there and that you see them. It's what those officers did for me. They validated me by recognizing that I was there. That's all it took.
Brown has since authored 2 books inspired by his experiences. He hopes his books can change lives just like his life was changed 63 years ago. If you or someone you know is considering suicide, there is help available. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, top U.S. military officials remain on high alert as Iran threatens retaliation.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. New state-of-the-art dealership. Same President's Award-winning service. KohlerToyota.com.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Next, mix and match metals and wood. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Feel your devices come alive. Speeds from 100 meg up to 1 gig. Stunning streaming video. Unbeatable power. Wi-Fi on blast. 99.9% network reliability. 100% incredible. Switch to Extreme Internet 100 today for $34.99 a month for 1 year. Call 844-EXTREME2.
At Marshall, we know that paying independent school tuition is a real commitment for families, and we want to make the Marshall experience possible for anyone who wants to attend. That's why Marshall is introducing community-centered pricing to make the Marshall experience possible for more families. We know that families have budgets, and it's our goal to work within those budgets in a way that makes sense for everybody. When we partner together, we invest in your child's future. Contact us or join us at our open house on Saturday, January 11th.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Did you know most items can be in your home within a week? Plus, get free shipping. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
509 FXR, HJC, and Fly Snow Apparel at RJ Sport & Cycle.
Classic Rock KQ, the Northland's #1 radio station for almost 40 years. We thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
The fallout from the deadly U.S. strikes on Iran's top general is growing politically, militarily, and even diplomatically.
Iran is vowing revenge, and President Trump is threatening reprisals if Iran targets Americans anywhere. The Trump administration is expected to brief congressional leaders tomorrow.
CBS's Natalie Brand is at the White House with more tonight.
An estimated 1 million people turned out in Tehran to publicly mourn Iranian General Qasem Soleimani, killed last week in a U.S. drone strike in Iraq.
He should have been taken out a long time ago, and we had a shot at it, and we took him out. And we're a lot safer now because of it.
Iran has vowed to avenge the general's death, and security analysts are concerned that as the mourning period ends, the regime could make good on those threats.
What I'm most concerned about is a missile attack in Iraq against a U.S. diplomatic or military facility.
Iraq's parliament called for the expulsion of American troops, but Defense Secretary Mark Esper says the U.S. has no plans to withdraw.
There's been no decision whatsoever to leave Iraq.
Rumors of a pullout were sparked by a draft of a letter from an American general to his Iraqi counterpart, suggesting preparations were underway. But Joint Chiefs Chair Mark Milley said it was being circulated for input.
It was a mistake, an honest mistake, a draft, unsigned letter, because we are moving forces around and we have increased helicopter movement in Iraq.
Here at home, the battle is political. Vice President Mike Pence, not the president, is expected to lay out the administration's Iran policy in a public speech next Monday. This week, the administration plans to brief Congress about the intelligence that led to Soleimani's killing. Lawmakers are divided.
The president did what he had to do.
He just flies by the seat of his pants, basically. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi plans to hold a vote this week to limit President Trump's use of military force against Iran.
The administration has said all the president's national security advisors backed that attack on Soleimani, but CBS News has learned some others were against it because of possible retaliation.
Kelly's here to talk a little bit about sports. What's up, Kelly?
We're going to talk more about the Vikings.
Really?
Because
Why?
why not?
Why not?
Why not? Look at all of us. You can tell we're excited. Plus, high school hockey for around the area, including East and Dead Belt. That is coming up next.
Toyota
Toyotathon is on at Cary Toyota in Superior, making now the time to save on an SUV for winter. Get 0% and up to $3,500 off 2019 Highlanders. Or get this SR5 Premium 4Runner for just $37,033, a true four-wheel drive vehicle. Plus, with every sale, Cary Toyota will make a donation to the Salvation Army.
And our reserved parking spots are back at the Miller Hill Mall. So customers, stop by Cary Toyota and get your parking pass today.
Toyotathon is on at Cary Toyota in Superior.
Obamacare is a complete and total disaster.
Let Obamacare implode.
These wild attacks on healthcare hurt the patients I care for. I've been a nurse in New York for 30 years. I know the difference leadership can make because I saw what Mike Bloomberg did as mayor.
Mayor Bloomberg helped lower the number of uninsured by 40%, covering 700,000 more New Yorkers. Life expectancy increased. He helped expand health coverage to 200,000 more kids and upgraded pediatric care. Infant mortality rates dropped to record lows. And as mayor, Mike Bloomberg always championed reproductive health for women.
So when you hear Mike Bloomberg on healthcare,
this is America. We can certainly afford to make sure that everybody that needs to see a doctor can see a doctor. Everybody that needs medicines to stay healthy can get those medicines.
you should know he did it as mayor. He'll get it done as president.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Have you been thinking of a new kitchen? Turn drab into fab. Skip's Home Center can make your outdated cooking space shine again with a new 10x10 oak kitchen for as little as $1,675. We have the largest selection of in-stock cabinets in the Northland and an outstanding team of professionals who can answer any questions you have. We also offer an at-home design viewer before purchasing so you know exactly how it'll look before owning. Buy today. Enjoy your new kitchen tonight. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in and see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road in Duluth.
Live Local is my favorite thing about CBS. It's let's let everyone know exactly what's going on in their communities. Let's make sure that they get the news that impacts their hometowns as quickly as they possibly can so they know what's going on in their communities. They know what's impacting them, and they know what's happening day to day, minute by minute, hour by hour.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Live Local, CBS3 Duluth. CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
You know it's a good Monday when we already have a marquee matchup that we already get to enjoy this early in the week. Here we go. Classic crosstown clash. Duluth-Denfeld taking on Duluth East on both teams' home ice. First period, Denfeld with it. Griffin Lahette and Connor McClure on the odd man rush. McClure walks it in, netting his 14th goal of the season. Denfeld takes a 1-0 lead. Clock winding down in the first now. Duluth East with it. Ryan Cummings to Jack Feldman. Feldman's shot deflects right off of Zarly Zimski and hits the back of the net. That will work. East ties it at 1 apiece. We go to the second. Hunters take the lead right back. Dylan Jope from the high point absolutely rifles this one in on the power play. Denfeld retakes the lead. It's 2-1, but 3 minutes later, East with possession. Cole Christian gets the feed right out in front, and Christian sweeps it off the rebound and in. The Greyhounds tie it up. Hounds score 3 unanswered in a matter of 2 minutes following that goal. Hunters made it a close one, but East ultimately holds on. They win 5-4. In the girls' ranks, another rivalry game. The Northern Stars taking on the Proctor Hermantown Mirage. First period, Mirage up big in shots on goal, and they finally spring the chance they need. Aurora Opsahl breaks out the handles and puts them home. 1-0 Mirage after 1. In the second, Alyssa Watkins has space, creates a golden opportunity. Annika Lindgren swats it out of the crease, gets to Sydney Scorch, but Sarah Spencer turns her away. Proctor Hermantown continues to apply heavy pressure. Opsahl gets another breakaway chance, but again, Spencer makes the save. She had 39 on the night total, but the Mirage add 2 more in the third. They get the 3-2 win. To the NBA, Bucks on the road in San Antonio, riding a 5-game win streak after beating the Spurs at home on Sunday. Early highlights, Bucks extend the lead to 3 with The Giannis Antetokounmpo two-handed jam. Rather quiet night for the Greek Freak. He still led the team with 24. Eric Bledsoe with the assist had 15. Bucks, however, fall in this one. Their streak comes to an end, 126-104, the final. Call it what you want, a miracle, pure dumb luck, but the Minnesota Vikings are in fact moving on in the NFL playoffs. They stunned the New Orleans Saints on the road yesterday.
Hey, that's how we've won all year, team, right? Hey, you held them to 20 points, man. Yes, you gave us a chance at the end. I got 3 words for you. You like that?
That was the scene following the Vikings' stunning road win yesterday, which saw Dalvin Cook rush for 94 yards on 28 carries with 2 touchdowns. Also, 129 yards receiving from Adam Thielen, including 1 critical deep catch just short of the end zone in OT, which was possibly Kirk Cousins' biggest passing play of his career, and 242 yards from Kirk Cousins himself.
True team win, and that sounds cliche, but when you do look at it, felt like it was running the ball, it was throwing the ball, it was defense. I felt like our special teams kept giving us favorable field position where we got the ball.
So it's always nice to keep playing, and you know, I have a ton of respect for the New Orleans Saints, for Drew Brees, for all the players they have, for Sean Payton. He does an unbelievable job here. You know, we're just fortunate to win today.
Today, however, Mike Zimmer stated he isn't wasting any time in getting his team ready for next Saturday, and he'll know when his team is ready when they play on Saturday. So 2 teams from the NFC North remain in the NFL playoffs. Vikings take on the San Francisco 49ers on the road on Saturday at 3:35 p.m. Meanwhile, the Packers get a bit more prep for their first playoff game, welcoming in the Seattle Seahawks to Lambeau Field on Sunday at 5:40 p.m. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Medical Center. Proud to serve as the Northland's only adult Level 1 trauma center.
At Papa Murphy's, we've got high-class pizza for a low price. Right now, the Chicken Bacon Artichoke Pizza is just $9. Pick one up today for just $9 and enjoy a slice of the good life. We make it, you bake it, Papa Murphy's.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our fryer thighs or drumsticks, only 88 cents per pound, and get Smithfield boneless pork loin roast, only $1.99 per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get cantaloupe or honeydew melon for just 66 cents per pound, and 2 pints of fresh blueberries for just $5. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
Benedictine Living Community of Duluth, where health, wellness, and choice come to life. Nestled on the beautiful campus of the St. Scholastica Monastery and the College of St. Scholastica, the Benedictine Living Community provides a full range of living options and care services. This continuum of care is designed to be seamless to help our residents to age in place. Visit us today. Benedictine Living Community of Duluth. Living fully, living well.
Classic Rock KQ, the Northland's #1 radio station. For almost 40 years, we thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. Classic Rock 95 KQDS.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
So I get up around 2:30 in the morning, making sure my baby is okay before I head out the door.
Still a little tough at times, but you know what? It's something I wanted to do since I was a kid, and I do it every day.
But I'm always asking questions. I want to get down to the nitty-gritty of, where that thought came from, what happened, why it happened.
Living up here my whole life, I kind of know it could be very nice one minute, the next minute it's going to be thunderstorming, and you don't want to be caught off guard.
I can't picture myself doing anything else.
CBS3 Mornings with Leanne and Austin. Get to know us.
All right, Dave. People should probably really bundle up on the way out tomorrow.
Yeah, cold front's coming to call, and it's going to take temperatures down. Morning low temps tomorrow will be actually warmer than afternoon highs, which may only top out around 7 on the Minnesota side of the border and 10 to 15 or so for Wisconsin. Partly cloudy sky for many of us tomorrow because of high pressure, but at the same time, the winds with that high pressure may drive lake effect to the UP, so folks there have to watch out for snow. And then we all get a chance for flurries on Wednesday and a little light snow come Thursday.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow night.